Good morning. This is Kasturi De. I was discussing in my last video about the question answer section of the chapter atoms, molecules and radicals. Another thing I want to admit that I have while making the text videos somewhere I have misnamed the chapter name. I have misspelled it. It is atoms, molecules and radicals and not atom, compounds and radicals. Please do rectify it, and I'm sorry for that. Okay, I'll continue with the question answer section. So the 12th question I'll start with. Give the group number of the following elements present in the periodic table. Magnesium is present in group 2A, carbon in 4A, sulfur in 6A, neon in the 0 group. Then an element belongs to group 5A. What would be its valency? Name two such elements. Valency will be 3 as it needs 3 electrons to complete its oxide. That means when they are in the periodic table, either the valency is set accordingly that you will study these in the later classes, in the higher classes, that while making valency, the electrons, the valency depends on the acceptance or giving up of the electrons. Okay, I told you the atoms are made up of 3 particles, that is proton, neutron and electrons. So electrons, depending on the electrons they share or they lose or gain electrons, depending on this the valency is set. Okay, so in this case the elements which are in the 5A group, they have 5 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, so they need 3 electrons to form an octet. That is 8 electrons are needed to form an octet. So they have 5, they need 3 electrons to complete the octet. So these 3 electrons they either share or they accept it. So that in that case the valency is 3. Okay, so they need 3 electrons to complete its octet. Okay, the examples of this is nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, you will read this in the next chapters. I'll explain in the next classes. Okay, very clearly you will have a better knowledge of that. An element belonging to group 2, what would be its valency? Write the formula of the molecules of compounds it will form with the elements of 5A, 6A and 8A groups. Okay. Now an element which belongs to the group 2, again here the valency is 2 because it has 2 electrons on its outermost shell, and it's very easy to lose these 2 electrons than to gain lots of electrons, not to gain 6 electrons to form its octet. Okay, so it has 2 electrons on its outermost shell. Now so its valency is 2. Now the elements which have let the element of group 2 which has valency 2 let it be D. Okay, now let the element of group 5A, let it be X. So the valency of the 5A group element will be 3. The element of group 6A, let it be Y, its valency is 2. Then element of 7A, that is Z, okay, valency is 1 because it is 7A, that means 1 electron is needed to form its octet. It has 7 electrons in its outermost cell. 6A, it has 6 electrons in its outermost cell and it requires 2 electrons to form its octet. 5A, it has 5 electrons in its outermost shell and it needs 3 electrons to form its octet. So it has 3 valency, it has 2 valency and this has 1 valency. Okay. Now the first compound what it forms, the D forms with this X. So D3, it has D has 2 valency and X has 3 valency. So it will be interchanging the valencies, D3X2. Second, it forms with Y. This has also 2 valency. Y also has 2 valency. So dy will be the same valency. So dy. Okay. Third, Z has one valency and D had two valency. So DZ2 will be the compound form. Okay. What are the atomicities of neon, oxygen, ozone, phosphorus and sulfur? Neon is monoatomic because it is a noble gas or inert gas. Its valency is 0. Okay. It can exist freely in its atomic state. So it is monoatomic, oxygen is diatomic, ozone is triatomic, phosphorus is tetraatomic, sulfur is octatomic. Okay. So because oxygen requires 2 atoms to complete one molecule, to form a one molecule, ozone requires 3 oxygen atoms to form a one molecule of ozone. Then phosphorus needs 4 atoms of phosphorus to form one molecule of phosphorus. Then sulfur needs 8 atoms of sulfur. Okay. Now what do you mean by the groups and periods of the periodic table? Now periodic table represents the tabular arrangement of elements in horizontal rows, which are called periods, and vertical columns, which are called groups, in order to classify the elements and their systemic study. So the horizontal rows of the periodic table are called periods and the vertical columns of the periodic table are called groups. Okay. What is the correlation between the valency of an electron and its position in the periodic table? Okay. So valency shows the behavior of an atom, of an element in relation with other elements. It's the behavior of an element in relation with other elements. Therefore, there is a correlation between the valency of an element with a position in the periodic table. Okay. The valency increases steadily from 1 to 4 and decreases to 0. Okay. It first increases 1 to 4, then decreases to 0. Then, therefore, the elements of group 1, 2, 13 and 14. That means group 1A, 2A, 3A, then 4A, 5A, 6A, we know this way, or you can say 1, 2, 13, 14. Okay, in between 3 and 2, 12, these are not missing, but still we'll study later on. These are, this will be studied later on, you can say that. Okay, 1, 2, 13 and 14 have the valencies 1, 2, 3 and 4. And those of the groups 15, 16, 17, 18 have the valencies 3, 2, 1 and 0 respectively. 18 is the 8A group, okay, which is the inert gas group. Okay, you can have the look of the periodic table in my text video. You can understand what do I mean by 1, 2 groups, 1, 2, 13, 14 or 15, 16, 17, 18. Please do refer to the text videos, or you can so that you can understand better. Okay. Then what is the valency of the underlined element or radical in each of the following compounds? pH3. P has the valency 3. H2O, O has the valency 2. FeO, Fe has the valency 2. Fe2O3, Fe has the valency 3. CaCO3, CO3 has the valency 2. CuCl, Cu has the valency 1. CuCl2, Cu had the valency 2. Cu2O, Cu has the valency 1. Discuss how atoms, molecules and radicals differ from each other. Okay, and give examples. So, first, they are not capable, atoms are not capable of independent existence. The molecules are capable of independent existence, and radicals, they are capable of independent existence. Excuse me. Atoms are not charged, molecules are not charged, but radicals are charged. Atoms have a valency, molecules do not have a valency, and radicals have a valency. Then atoms have only one constituent element, whereas molecules have one or more than one constituent elements. Radicals have one or more than one constituent elements. Atoms directly take part in a chemical reaction. Molecules breaks into atoms which takes part in a chemical reaction. Radicals take part in a chemical reaction as a unit, that is, they remain intact in a chemical reaction. Now, for example, atoms sodium and chlorine, Na and Cl, represent atoms of sodium and chlorine elements respectively. Now, molecules, example, H2O and CO2 are the molecules of the compounds water and carbon dioxide respectively, or you can say H2 and O2 are the molecules of elements hydrogen and oxygen respectively. Then, example of radical is Cl minus, NH4 plus, SO4 2 minus ions are the radicals of chloride ion. This is chloride ion. This is ammonium ion. This is sulfate ion respectively. Ammonium ion and chloride ion have oppositely charged. Ammonium is positive and chloride ion is negative, ions which can combine to form a compound called ammonium chloride. Okay. Now describe giving 3 examples how atoms form molecules. In 3 ways the atoms form molecules. First is 2 atoms of hydrogen, oxygen or nitrogen combining together to form a molecule of that element. Okay, same element, 2 atoms combining together to form a molecule. Again, when a molecule of noble gas, they does not combine. In molecule of a noble gas, the atoms itself, one atom itself forming a molecule, because one atom can exist independently, so it forms a molecule. Okay, so when a noble gas atom exists independently, for example in a gas, it is called a molecule. Another, when atoms of 2 or more elements combine together to form a molecule of a compound. Okay, for example, 2 atoms of hydrogen combined with 1 atom of oxygen to form 1 molecule of water. This can exist independently. Okay, now we come to the objective questions. So I'll start with this in my next video. Please go through this video. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box, and I request you to please go through the text video so that you can understand better. Okay, and if you like the video, press the like button, and if you are a new viewer to my channel and if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.